Then Mariam has uh, an experience or an observation there. And she says, well, you've always talked about having the real view of something. And the real view you see with, you seem to see on the real side, even if you're using some imaginative techniques or something like that. So she's been practicing this this technique to see something, to have the real view of something, and asking the real guides to give her the real view after singing the new song. So and she's been having quite some experiences with that, and she cites just one of them, a very banal experience on the physical. She lives. There's a church just near her residence, and they are always very noisy, and she cannot even go to bed. She cannot sleep when that noise is on. Just as she goes to bed, they start their noisy prayers or something like that. So in one of on the last occasion, she asked to she sang the new song internally and asked to have the real view of this situation. And then suddenly she realized that I'm sure, yes, she was given a view of it, and she realized that this should not disturb her at all. And all of a sudden, it seemed that she was struck with a sledgehammer or something like that, and she just dropped off into sleep, very deep sleep. And she'd never had that kind of sleep in the midst of that kind of noise. So she realized through the rear view that that noise even would serve as some kind of serenading music for her. And so she realized through this rear view that that was no problem for her getting asleep, falling asleep. And so suddenly she had that, she fell into sleep as if knocked off violently into sleep. And that was it. So she wants to ask you what you think about this real view techniques that she's using.
Thank you, Miriam. Well, it seems to be working. So she figured it out. As I was listening to this, for the fun of it, if she hears this all the time, she can actually go over there because Miriam's already brave, and she can, maybe sing together with these people, and at the same time let them know about purity. Okay, and so the new you is purity, and I'm sure that these people sing and they pray and they worship, but again, creatively in some way letting them know about praying for purity, which would be singing the new you, because the new you is purity. So, that's just an idea. But she seems to be working it out in her own way, and she was shown. So she's figured it out. So she's decided something. She activated it. She's doing it, you see? So, yes, Charles. This is very good lesson, this Skype, for everyone, and especially the Africans, because you have so much potential there. You really do. Basically, they're free to do whatever they want if they'll decide to do it and have the courage to do it, activate it. And also, again, I wanted to say that study the Skypes and the translation. So it's very important that these people get to this. And Fiston, again, thank you, Fiston. He's a very important person. The boys have chosen him. He's stepped up. He has the courage. You know, you want to work with these people. You want to be real and stand real with these people and support them and constantly stay in contact and get things organized, because there are a lot of Africans out there that are wondering what to do, and he's a popular musician or whatever, and so he's an inspiration to them. It's very, very important. This can be done very quickly, like Miriam has done. And so, again, people don't have to keep waiting around. Thank you, Miriam. Yes, you're wonderful. You're fine. Thank you so much.
Okay, Dwayne, I have this concern about what we are doing. We are involved in the world, in a worldwide wake-up call. Tell people about the new presentation and to help them to get out of the matrix and the evil cycle of reincarnation. But then when you look at the world, you know, some of the people who are underprivileged, living in various parts of the world. You have the Bushmen of the Kalahari Desert in Southern Africa, who live so close to the natural environment that sustains them. And they do not engage in any pollution. They wear no clothes. They own no cars. In fact, watching them, I almost shed tears when I remember that we're doing a worldwide wake-up call. Then I wonder, are we shouting to the winds? Are we only addressing a privileged few with this wake-up call? So my question is whether the new presentation itself doesn't have certain restrictions in spite of its pronouncements to the contrary. We are all free beings of pure light. So why should a person living in the city, maybe who is computer literate and have other qualities, let me say civilized qualities, why should such people have an ascendancy over these simple people? So is it like some kind of discrimination? Is it like some kind of limitation that we are placing on access to the new presentation to attend the real universities? It seems, are we not having some artificial parameters? What can we do? What can we do? What can the real guides do to these simple and innocent people living very close to nature? But they don't know about the new man. They don't know about the new presentation. And we're doing this worldwide wake-up call. Is it not some kind of discrimination against these simple people? Are we not placing some artificial barriers? In fact, in people concerning the fact that people have to find a new presentation, or the real guides have to come into to help people out of the matrix, or what, you know, these people to me seem lost, and lost for the longest time. So I don't know what the new man has to say about this.
It's really not that hard to figure out, Charles, but you know, as people look at the world, and are presented with all these false issues as an example, and they really are. They're just a lot of baloney. And this is what a lot of people pay attention to, and they react to these issues. Oh, the government said this, the president said that, the queen said that, and they're false issues. The pope said this, the pope did that. They're false issues. Yeah, I don't listen to them. I decide. So for the most part, other people are having others decide for them. First of all, when you bring up all these different people in the world, from the Aborigines to the natives in Amazon and to the businessman in the business world, whatever, it doesn't matter. We are all demonstrations to each other. You want to realize that. And so from each other, we see what is possible or we don't. And it's really a wake up. So each one of us right now are exactly where we've decided to be. That's what it is. So it's not a matter of discrimination. It's not a matter of any of these invented issues that the deceptors use to confuse people and control them with. See, there's a difference. So when you bring up these issues, any of these issues, they're control issues. I don't look at them. I don't regard them as anything. I've already decided my intent is what the is. I've already decided to take on the challenge, and it's way more so than just the earth alone. There's a much bigger picture here that most people aren't seeing, and again, it's all about their personal self. So you've got to get out of that personal self. And yes, I'm glad you brought this up, simply because, yes, you either decide to step up and do something real with the new presentation and the real guides. The real guides have already done their part. Okay, they stand real now. What they have done is complete. It's already completed. It's not a matter of that they're going to do something. No, they're waiting for you and everyone else to do your part. They've already done their part. It's already complete. It's already ready to go. Just like when you went to school, the building, the teachers, everything was there. They already did their part. Now it's up to you to go through your process and figure out your part. You see, and this is where people keep looking to the guides. You look for guidance, but you don't look for them to do it for you. That becomes the difference. That's the old God idea. Oh, God will take care of the earth. Well, you talk about the earth and what's taking place. If you don't get going and everybody else get going and your personal life out of the way, well, then you're just going to sit and watch the world burn, because that's what it's doing very, very rapidly. And so again, that's why I do this every day, Charles. That's why I'm not in construction anymore. I'm not interested. This is what I do. This is my entire life. This is what I'm focused on every single moment. And when I go to the real side, I do not ask the boys anything. I go to the real side from my personal side to do something. You see? I don't just simply ask and get questions and talk. I'm not interested at all. I'm not interested in answers. I'm not interested in enlightenment. I'm not interested in knowledge. I'm a doer, D-U. I do. That's what I do. And this is what the boys do. But they have to sit and listen to all these questions that people have. So again, yes, all these ideas that come from what is already completed, all right, has nothing to do with what we're doing. We have nothing to do with discrimination. Discrimination is a created issue. Do you see discrimination amongst the birds and animals? Well, yes, they all have their place, but they don't really discriminate against each other. The white man discriminating against the black man or the red man or the yellow man or whatever, all these things that have taken place, and they all go kill each other. Do birds and animals do that? Well, once in a while they get into a little skirmish, and it's usually over the opposite sex. It's usually something personal and funny, isn't it? But realistically, I would suggest that you take every moment of your life, have your intent with the is, and do something, because otherwise you're really just watching the world burn. And what is it we can do? Step up, have the courage to do something. That's why I created the projects. Hey, go out there and get me some funders. I already have them lined up in their agreement, but they still haven't done it. I've lined up the top people in the world. I really have. And I'm also dealing with intergalactic stuff that's, bigger than the galaxy here and all through creation, etc. This is where you just got Africa. Lucky you. That's all you have to deal with. So there's a lot more going on. So it's a matter of doing, or you watch the world burn. And these issues, I don't listen to them. I don't listen to what President Trump or all these knuckleheads say. They're knuckleheads. They're deceptors. Every word they say is baloney. They have no idea what's real. So what they do is they create issues. They create issues for people to listen to that lead nowhere. It's just talk, 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 which leads to nothing. You ever seen a diplomat, a president, an emperor or a queen really do anything but point their fingers? These people are so bored. They are looking for real people. They're looking for us. Step up and face them. Do something real. And again, just like Fiston, step out there into the world and figure out how to present something that does make sense, whether it's popular or not. It's not about popularity. Have the courage to step up. Well, maybe you're going to lose your career, whatever. Take the risk. Always take the risk, and the is and the boys will back you. Again, the isness is a completeness. It's already complete. But you must decide to recognize it. And just like the day you left school and college, it was up to you to recognize what to do with your life. The boys are not sitting around doing nothing. They've already done their part. They're waiting for you to wake up. They're waiting for everyone to wake up. And they're not interested in the issues that deceptors create. So we are pure and real and wonderful. That's us. That's our definition. And all these other silly things, no, there is no discrimination. And those people that are Aborigines or in the Amazon or wherever they are, you might say they're waiting for us, Charles. But at the same time, you never know. They may be getting it too because of what we're doing with the awareness that is here. The new wave is here. And this awareness is coming through because it's compensated according to the agreement here is what it is. So the challenge to present something real and wonderful is always present. But guess what? It's already complete. You just simply do your part. And you take the time, all your time, until you're totally exhausted all the time, to share this with everybody because there is nothing else. And this world and this galaxy and this physical realm is very important. These people are here to wake up. And it's a struggle enough just with what's going on. And so again, it's up to us. We have the awareness. We take on the challenge or we don't. Yes, very real. Yeah, we don't have time anymore. Every moment is very important. We only have so much time. Remember that experience that one fella had about Miriam where she gave him a watch? Watch the time. You only have so much time. Don't take it for granted. Get going. Yes, thank you, Charles. Charles, you're wonderful. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Kawabunga. Thank you. Yes, Charles, and we're just starting here, young man. There's a lot more coming. So again, yes, you want your intent with the is, and then you creatively do whatever you do. So again, work with these people. In other words, relate to these people that have potential because it's a matter of doing. And so on the real side, I'm doing that too. I'm always just doing. I'm activated just to go and do. And on the real side, I'm constantly going to places to see if there is agreement there because it starts from the real side first. Just like that experience you were sharing where the fellow and his son were doing the new you and things were happening there and it eventually affected his wife who is a particular way. These are all mind ideas. These are just ideas of the mind that we have in the surface world. And so as we continue to simply just do the new you and to do something that makes sense here, okay, with this world, it will make sense. It's just that simple. So we see what doesn't make sense. So we have to get up and do something, anything at all, to do it. And I know it's not easy. But each one of us chose to come through our experiences here. And I'm not always happy with what I've chosen either and what I have to deal with. No, it's not la la land for me here. I'm fortunate that I do live in a good place where I can do this for everybody. I need something to do it from. But at the same time, all the Africans and whatever, and you have Africa, you and Miriam have Africa, and Fiston, if he will stand real with you and do this, again, he gets this opportunity. It's not about career. It's about taking the risk because the boys are there. He can make sense of it, and he can do what he can do. Let's see what happens. Always take the risk. So it's not about being popular. It's not about who you know, but it is about who you know, and that's the real guides. They come first. And so I've been introduced to many, many people, gone through many different people to give them the opportunity of this. Finally, it's starting to stick with certain, very well-to-do people, but it's still a lot to get it to where it's just come through into the physical. And I work on this all the time, and especially with certain people here, the certain few. All the time I'm doing this. I am never off in some room alone just writing things like Harry is. I don't know what he does from seminar to seminar, but again, everybody demonstrates himself. And so you see the images that Ava and I are making. You see what I'm writing out there. This is all I do because trying to get to the world in every which way. So again, you have so much potential to meet so many people. Everybody does. So again, organize, get your own Skypes going. Anybody that's been in this 6 months to a year should be doing Skypes or doing something out there. Everybody's got their little cell phones. They can do something. So again, yes, thank you, Charles. There's a lot more. There always will be. But again, this is just the first step, Charles. You haven't seen nothing yet. It's coming. So we're going to do this. And those that step up have the advantage and challenge to do this. Again, you have to earn your way. This is what it's all about. You have to earn that recognition. And so you have to activate something. You have to do something in the physical sense. You don't need to ask, but that's okay. I like the questions. But it's about doing. Just decide to do something, and you will be with the guides all the time. They will show you constantly. Just decide to do.